If you're a parent, you definitely understand how important it is to have some quick breakfast ideas to feed your toddlers. If your toddler is anything like my toddler, she wakes up and she wants to eat. And if I take any longer than 5 minutes to make her breakfast, oh boy, the screams begin. This is why today I want to share 3 different variations of the same breakfast idea that you can alternate within the week. So the breakfast idea that I'm talking about, it's porridge. Now, before you think, oh, it's plain, it's boring, just wait for that. The flavor combinations that I want to share with you, I can guarantee your toddler will love at least 1 or 2 of them. So without further ado, the first one is blueberry and lemon. So for the ingredients, you'll need some oats. I always use rolled oats just because it does save a lot of time. Then I use some full fat milk. You can always use milk of choice. Banana. That's basically your base layer. And then, so we're going to swap the ingredients after that. So for this specific one, you'll need some blueberries. I use frozen ones because that's what I've got on hand. Some peanut butter and lemon zest. Now, let me quickly show you how to make that. Just wanted quickly to mention about the milk as well. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but since my toddler turned 12 months old, most of you might know you need to introduce milk just because your breast milk or formula is just not enough. My girl has always been breastfed only. She's not even familiar with bottles at all. And so when she turned 12 months old, I was a bit worried that she might not take it just because she's never really tried a bottle before like that in the past. And then obviously when the time came, I started introducing slowly. I tried in different ways. I tried in a cup, I tried in every other way. She just would refuse to drink milk on its own. So I had to find a way how I can incorporate her milk into the food so she gets the same nutrition as she should, especially the calcium that she needs for her growing body. This is why I like to make porridge very often, but at the same time just keep changing the ingredients so she gets a variation of them, but at the same time she gets the calcium that she needs from the products that I use. And now to make that, I start with banana. I actually just mash it straight into my pot. I would use a ripe banana for this recipe because it makes it sweeter. I suppose it depends how your toddler is used to eating it. You add your oats, then your milk, blueberries. You don't need to mash your blueberries just because they're gonna get very soft and you'll be able to mix them very well. Then peanut butter. Peanut butter is optional. Don't remember if I mentioned that before. I like that for healthy fats and protein. I always like to make sure that I can provide as nutritious food as I can when I just need to add small ingredients like that. Lastly, but definitely not least, don't skip that because it gives really, really good flavor. I would suggest using unwaxed lemon if you use for your toddlers. And now we just need to mix everything in. And then within less than 5 minutes, you'll have an incredibly delicious oats or porridge. My girl is now 16 months old and oh boy, she's so clingy. To the point that she would walk for a second, then would run in front of me, stop me and ask me to pick her up. And if I try to put her down for a second, again, it happens the same thing. If we go to any groups, she's just like, she always wants to be besides me. And she's quite shy in general. But this stage is like, I love it, don't get me wrong. Like, it's nice that she wants to cuddle all the time and she wants me to be around. But at the same time, to do anything else, it is quite impossible. So I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but we'll see how long this stage is gonna last. She's also teething and it's just... Anyways, it is how it is. I'm not complaining, but it's quite a lot at the moment. So at least to make a mornings special with nice breakfast, it's quite good, isn't it? This is how it's looking right now. At this point, I actually turned it off. I do like it to be a bit runnier. Of course, it depends on the preference. But because as it cools, it's still gonna get harder, I just like to leave it at this. So it's all ready. Now we just plate that. It might not look the most appetizing in terms of the color, but believe me, it's good. So it really depends how much your toddler eats. My girl has a massive appetite, especially in the morning when she wakes up. So this portion for her, it's perfect. I'll leave all the ingredients and the quantities down below, but at the same time, this is one of those recipes that you can just pretty much do as you want. That's basically it. You can always add additional blueberries on the side or on the top. It is very, very delicious. I would highly suggest for you to try that as well if you haven't. So now let me show you another 2 variations that you can do for your toddlers. The next variation is a carrot cake porridge. That's probably one of my most favorite things. Like, even when I want a dessert myself and I don't want to eat something not healthy, I just make that myself and it's just incredible. So here are our ingredients again. So the same base layer, oats, milk and banana. And then we have some carrots, peanut butter or almond butter. Again, you don't have to use that. I do like this in this recipe because it reminds me of walnuts in the carrot cake, or just like nuts in the carrot cake anyways. And it's obviously good healthy fats and healthy protein, so you can add that if your toddler is tolerant. And then in here I've got some cinnamon and nutmeg. These spices, I think these are the ones that make this porridge taste like a carrot cake. And it's just gonna give a very nostalgic feeling. So let's start with peeling banana and mashing it. Now let's just add the rest of the ingredients. So our oats, milk, carrots, spices, and peanut butter. Mix everything in. I can't even describe to you the smell in the kitchen when you make these. It's just literally divine. I have a huge passion for food in general, so I get very excited about things like that. And yeah, let it cook for like 3 minutes or so, and then it's gonna be done. So it looks just like that. It's so good. And those spices are definitely worth it. So there you have it. This is our carrot cake porridge. Delicious. Okay, now the last one, but definitely not least, is a raspberry and coconut porridge. This one reminds me of summer, even though we're going towards autumn now, but still, it's so delicious. Here are our ingredients. So again, the same oats, milk, and banana. And then for this one, it's just very easy, and as it sounds, raspberries and shredded coconut. I always like to have some frozen berries, like any frozen fruit to be fair, in my freezer. I always have some fresh ones in the fridge as well, but not as much, because most of the times I just end up using frozen ones, unless it's just actually for her to eat some fresh berries, but that is it. And anytime when I bake with it, or like I cook something with it, I just always have the frozen ones. And that way I feel like you also save some money, because if you have some fresh ones on hand all the time and you don't use them up that week, for example, your family doesn't use them up, then you would have to bin them, and it's just throwing money away. Whilst when you have the frozen ones, you just take the amount that you need for the thing that you cook or bake, and then the rest of them can just go back to the freezer, and then just whenever you need them, you just get them out. At this point, I feel like I really don't need to show you anymore, because you know the drill, but let's just do it very quickly together. I did mention before, but in all these recipes you can also add some chia seeds or flax seeds if you want, just for an additional nutritional value. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. Just depends what I have on hand and if I remember, to be fair. Okay, I need to use the spatula. I don't know why I'm using the fork. For this specific one, I actually like to add some additional coconut on top. It just looks pretty, and if the food looks pretty, it tastes better, doesn't it? So that was our last porridge. I really hope that you will try it yourselves and your toddlers. And if you like these flavors, let me know in the comments down below. I also have so many more variations that I can share if you do like making porridge in the morning for your toddlers. I personally love this breakfast idea for the reasons that I mentioned before, and it's just so quick, isn't it? You don't even have to have anything prepared in advance. It takes less time than making an egg, to be fair. So win-win. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.